Welcome back. The fans voted again on Facebook, and 9 to 10, their sports page saw more votes than we've ever seen. Reed City versus Tri-County, the runaway winner. So they lead off this segment of our show and get a little extra time. And the fans also must have known it would be John McGowan's games. The fan has spoken, John. You get more time to shine.
Well, in that case, I'll try not to reflect too much. Good evening, Jeff, and thank you. And we begin with Reed City's visit to Tri-County, as just said, for a CSAA showdown. Both teams victorious last week. Reed City up 22-14 early in the third. Tri-County with the ball on the first play from scrimmage. Hunter Vigro goes 13 yards to the Vikings 38. 2 plays later, quarterback John Zazala hooks up with Josh Meredith, and he does the rest, hot-footing it for a 40-yard gain to the Coyote 15, but they fumble it away. Moments later, Reed City takes over, and Colin Hatfield immediately carries the pill 13 yards, getting the Coyotes out to their own 23-yard line. Later that same drive, the handoff to Brandon Leopard, and he will take it up the middle into the teeth of the Viking defense for 13 yards. Eventually at the Tri-County 3, quarterback Nolan Patterson pitches to Colin Hatfield. He dives into the end zone for the Coyote score. They missed the PAT to leave it 28-14, but they had 20 more before it's over. They take the 48-14 victory. Big Rapids also hitting the road tonight for conference action at Newaygo. And Newaygo already up a score when quarterback Jack Boyd has to do some scrambling outside, but he finds Matt Milburn all by his lonesome, and he will gallop easily to the promised land, put the Lions up by 2 scores at that point. And they were a long way from done as Rio Heinzman wins an award as best supporting player to get Milburn what was his 3rd TD of the night. Lions roll past Big Rapids 51-15, that final score. And in a non-league contest, Lakeview, 1-point loser last week, hosting Houghton Lake. The Bobcats looking for their first win as well. And on Lakeview's first possession, quarterback Nate Sherlow connecting over the middle with Caleb Ruvalcaba, and look at him go. He takes it for the 34-yard score, and it's 7-0 with the PAT. Lakeview has it on the 8 in their next possession, but fumble, and big Cody Rodriguez falls on it for Houghton Lake, but they would punt it away. And on the Wildcats' 3rd possession, quarterback Nate Sherlow on the keeper around the far side, going to pick up 17 yards for the home team. And this drive would end in a field goal attempt. Bad snap, but Caleb Ruvalcaba gets a lot of air under that ball, and it is on target. Good for the 37-yard field goal, and Lakeview is on its way to a 45-6 victory over the Bobcats. In other CSAA action tonight, Chippewa Hills knocks off Grant 29-0, and in a non-league contest, Hesperia falling to Ludington, the Lakes 8, 34-25. Reporting for Sports Overtime, I'm John McGowan.
Thank you, John. Want proof that nobody else in the state covers more ground on a Friday night than 9 to 10 Sports Overtime? We're going over 180 miles from Lakeview to Escanaba by the moonlight. Luckily, we don't have to drive, or else it'd be a lot longer. First quarter, 7-0 Traverse City Central, but Escanaba quarterback Logan Lamb. Actually, that's Traverse City Central with the score there, and they are going to add on to that off of the missed, little muffed field goal here. They're going to run it into the end zone. 50-14, Traverse City Central beating Escanaba. Little rhyme time on Sports Overtime. Staying in the UP, Alpena visits Sault Ste. Marie. Early in the first, I like that. The Blue Devils. Justin Fountain hesitating at the goal line, getting stuffed, fumbles, gobbled up by Wildcats' Brandon Hoff. Next on a long drive by Alpena, ending with 240-pound running back Jordan Ferguson earning the 8-yard TD run. He's a big boy, but Blue Devils going to show him how it's done on the next possession. Kurt Makovich finding room up the gut, puts it into overdrive, even going to drag a couple defenders in with him. 69-yard score, but Alpena and Ferguson too much. They win this one 29-18. All right, just like Pickford, let's go below the bridge to Indian River in a Ski Valley matchup. Pick this one up mid-play as the Bulldogs' Daniel Flowers looks to be end zone bound, breaking tackles along the way, but the play would actually be called back on a penalty. However, the Dogs would just go right back to work, marching it down the field. Flowers going to go on the right side for a solid first down gain. He's going to bring down a couple defenders with him, maybe get a couple extra yards there on the roll. Then it's Flowers coming right into your living room. He's going to find the end zone. Dogs winning this one big, 55-14. St. Ignace went even further below the bridge for their conference game against Fife Lake. Forest area. Saints up big at the half. Midway through the third, Forest area defense forcing the Saints fumble. Austin Vance falling on it. That leads to this. Paul Korn punching it in from 3 yards out. Warriors down 41-8. St. Ignace proving to be too strong tonight. Andrew Goldthorpe closing out the scoring with a TD up the middle. St. Ignace rolling 48-8. Could be St. Ignace versus Johannesburg Lewiston for the Ski Valley. Tonight it's Cardinals Hornets in Pellston. Pellston down big and trying to go to the air, but that's exactly what Logan Huff wanted them to do. He picks the pass and takes it all the way other way for one of his 6 touchdowns. He had 6 touchdowns tonight. That's a pretty good game. Next Hornets possession, the Cardinals defense again showing off their ball hawking skills. Dale Wells forcing the fumble. Joburg recovers. That leads to Dominic Cassisi off to the races, toting the rock all the way to the painted grass. Johannesburg Lewiston routs Pellston 75-14. We have to take a quick break. John Glenn, he was the first one in space. Bay City John Glenn, first visitor for Cadillac this year. But first, let's hear from the Sault Ste. Marie cheerleaders.